descending 2 times faster than the normal descent. Go around, Captain, with enough runway left. Despite the calls from the fast officer to go around and a number of warnings from EGPWS. Go around, Captain, with enough runway left. The aircraft touched down, leaving 5,200 feet of runway behind. Overshot the runway and straight hit the boundary fence and fell into a gorge, killing 158 of 166 people on board. May 2010, Dubai International Airport, United Arab Emirates. Air India Express flight 812 was operating its scheduled flight from Dubai to Mangalore with its aircraft, the Boeing 737-800. Including 4 cabin crew and 2 pilots, there were 166 occupants on board. Captain Nam Zalata Rusika has 55 years experience of about 10,215 hours and 2,844 hours on Boeing 737-800. First Officer Harvinder Singh Ahluwalia has 40 years experience, 3,620 hours, 3,319 hours on Boeing 737-800. Both were very experienced pilots and first officer. The flight started its takeoff roll from Dubai International Airport at around 1:06 a.m., 9 minutes before the scheduled departure time. The takeoff was smooth. The takeoff, climb and cruise was uneventful. 5:32 a.m. The crew contacts the Mangalore area controller on frequency 127.55 MHz and reported they are over the IGMA waypoint and flying at FL 370. Since 20 May, the Mangalore area radar was unserviceable and the crew were informed about this. Inside the cockpit, the first officer was making all the articles, and it seems there was only one to be active among 2. Because when the investigators heard the recording of the audio, which indicated that there was no conversation between the 2 pilots for the first 1 hour and 40 minutes of recording. And the captain was asleep with intermittent sounds of snoring, deep breathing, and towards the end of this period, sound of clearing throat and coughing was heard. ILS DME Arc approach. Roger, ILS DME Arc approach. A12 are now ready for descent. Then the crew requested for descent clearance, but was denied by the air traffic controller to ensure safe operation with other air traffic. 5:46 when the aircraft was at 80 dm, the crew reported their position, which was instructed by Mangalore area control before. Then the ATC cleared the flight to descend to 7,000 feet. The visibility at the time was of 6 km. Mangalore Airport has a tabletop runway with landing approaches facilitated. with the extreme edges of a hillside with elevation of 101.629 meters above mean sea level. So Air India Express had made a special qualification requirement that only the captain shall carry out the takeoff and landing in this airport. And in this flight, the first officer was trying to land the aircraft among the crew of Flight 812. Past landings, the captain has a record of 16 landings, while the first officer has an experience of 66 landings. The cockpit was silent. There was no recorded conversation regarding the mandatory preparation of descent and landing briefing. The Mangalore area controller cleared the aircraft to continue descent to 2,900 feet. But the aircraft was much higher than normally expected altitudes. The aircraft was handed over by the Mangalore area controller to air traffic controller tower. The air traffic controller thereafter asked the crew to report after establishment on 10 DME Arc 4 ILS runway 24. Now the captain had realized that the aircraft altitude was higher than normal. The aircraft continued to be high and did not follow the standard procedure of intercepting the ILS glide path at the correct intercept altitude. Here this is the correct path, and above the path which was followed by the captain was really down the slope. This incorrect procedure led to the aircraft being at almost twice the altitude as compared to a standard ILS approach. At 6:03 a.m. It is too high, runway straight down. First officer, make the call. It is too high, runway straight down. Captain just realized then only, oh my god. Now the captain disconnected the autopilot and increased the rate of descent to establish on the desired approach path. First officer, make a call again, go around. But the captain says, wrong LOC. First officer, go around, unstabilized. However, the pilot did not appear to take any action to initiate a go around. The captain increased the rate of descent to almost 4,000 feet per minute. The pilots did not report having established on ILS approach. Instead, the ATC tower asked the crew. The captain forced the first officer to give a call of affirmative. Then ATC gave landing clearance. With this call, the captain forced the first officer to give a affirmative report. The aircraft was at an altitude of 200 feet when it crossed the runway threshold with a speed of 160 km, where it should be at an altitude of 50 feet with a speed of 144 km for the landing. Go around, captain, we don't have runway left. First officer was still making the call, but the captain would not listen to him. Despite the EGPWS and calls from the first officer to go around, the captain had persisted with the approach in unstabilized condition. The aircraft overshot the runway including the strip of 60 meters. After overshooting the runway and strip, the aircraft continued to the runway and safety area of 90 meters. The right wing impacted the localizer antenna, hit the boundary fence and fell into the woods. Due to impact and fire, the aircraft was destroyed. 152 passengers and all 6 crew members lost their lives. This is the crash site path followed. Investigation report. The investigation was done by Ministry of Aviation India. According to the investigators, the cause of the accident was captain failure to discontinue the unestablished approach and his persistence in continuing with the landing. Despite 3 calls from the first officer to go around and a number of warnings from EGPWS, in spite of availability of adequate rest period prior to the flight, the captain was in prolonged sleep during flight, which could have led to sleep inertia. As a result of relatively short period of time between his awakening and the approach, it possibly led to the impaired judgment. Subscribe करना ना भूलें. Thank you so much. Please subscribe.